Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is a Talkie Showboat. Today is Thursday, December 2nd, 2021. We have managed to survive into December of this year. Oh boy. I can't believe it. There's just what happened? What happened to 2021 and 2020 and you know, all this time. It just has disappeared as if it has never existed in the first place, which pretty sure a lot of people would prefer thinking about it as just not having existed. So, I'm tired, feeling like mentally fatigued for whatever reason today. Don't really know why, but I am. I have played exactly 0 Factorio since our previous stream on Tuesday. Instead, I have been playing Satisfactory during that time for my actual recorded series. The Fixmas event started, and yeah, it's a thing. I am very much liking not having to keep people entertained while I scale stuff up in Satisfactory, just being able to turn my brain off as I build massive builds. Hello, my dolly. Hello, the baby girl. She's joined me. She's joined me right at the start. Hello. Hello, baby dolly. Yes, you go there and rest and stretch out that paw. Yes, you stretch out that little paw. And I've also got Ollie next to me, grooming, biting at my hand when I go to pet him. All right. So, what did we do? What have we done? And what are we going to do today? The last time we met, we did phosphate stuff. We got into the phosphoric acid and phosphine gas, as well as phosphorus acid. From what I can tell, it is phosphine, as in amino acid type stuff. Like it, yeah, just language. It's not an ene as in a benzene being ene, but it's a phosphine as in an amine ine sound. Just yeah, stuff and things. And then we got over here with the aluminium to work on getting into some Pulp Stage 1 / Stage 2 molten aluminium casting. Because we're going to need Stage 1 Pulp for a few things for the Circuit 2s. Obviously, clearly. We're going to need it to progress into the next phases of the game. And it was blocked by needing phosphoric acid. So it's like we need the phosphoric acid so we can get the Pulp 1, so we can get some of the components required for Circuit 2s. We're still a long ways away from having Circuit 2s. Okay, we're still a very, very long ways away from having Circuit 2s. But this is one of the next steps to do so. Now, I'm actually going to use regular boilers here for once. That is not a boiler. That is the boiler. So I can make steam. Yes, steam! How much steam do I need? 60? Exactly? So that will be one boiler worth of steam. Just go ahead, put that down, give it some water. And we are good to go with steam. Just bring it all the way down to this little agitating. And of course, we are going to not have built on top of any ore. I don't know what you're talking about. We would never build on top of ore around here. Not with like belt lines or any building infrastructure or anything like that. We will not do this thing. That gives me the pulp 2, which will be what I end up switching these over to. Needing the pulp 2. I need 2 of these buildings, I believe. Yep, 2, not 4. So we'll trim all that down. And then just gotta bring in... Whoops. Just gotta bring in the pulp. Makes it a little bit simpler. Just a little bit simpler of a setup here. Bring me this pulp 2 on this line. Sure. Actually, no. Actually, no. I picked the worst line. Of all the lines I could draw, I picked the one that was already in use. There we go. Ta-da, and... ta-da. That's gonna be pulp 2 into stuffs and things, molten, casting into plates. This line doesn't actually need to exist. And wouldn't you know it, we've already done the thing that I had in the title for the day. We've already, in the first few minutes, finished off everything that I put into the title that I specified as doing today. Because I really don't know what exactly we're going to do for the rest of the stream today. I don't have a strict plan going into today, because there's simply so much to do. There's a lot to do, so I need to get myself collected and figure out exactly what order we want to do the things in. My thought was to work towards stuff involving rare earth, but yeah, don't know. Do we try to do the cobalt stuff first, which would involve mining rare earth as well as mining nickel and copper ores and getting them all provided and sent to a central location? You need a bigger doohickey. There you go. There's the lime. Yes, let the lime flow. The lime must flow. The plates must flow. We need to fill up these thingies with plates. Slash with molten aluminium and with pulp. I'm not going to worry about getting the pulp put onto the train network quite yet, because I won't need it for a long time. It'll just be sitting there for a while. Similarly with the actual molten aluminium, don't really feel like dealing with using it yet. I'll put it onto the network when I want to use it to make the molten duralumin. This has just been a doubling of my aluminium plate production, pretty much. Just this exercise here doubled the amount that I get, And that's just from mining 5 per second of the ore. I really should have more than this. This is a fairly temporary build, honestly. And you know what's awesome is that I am feeling that I'm getting some sinus congestion today. Oh, it's glorious. What a wonderful day. It's been just a wonderful day. I need to reposition. Yes, because as I talk, it's yeah, sinuses. They're gonna be awful. Hello, welcome back. It has been a while. In fact, I have to take care of some of this congestion because it's flowing. I'll go to break screen quickly. Five tissues later. Oh my gosh. As well as a notification from Prosperous Universe that I have up. Let's turn that audio off to not get more notifications from that browser-based game. Apparently, I have made 50 whole units of drinking water. Huzzah! Each batch of 50 takes 21.5 hours to process. Oh boy. Such a wonderful game where everything is done in real time. And it takes hours to do things and produce things. Which sucks when the player base that's active at any one period of time is like 300. And there's only like 3,000 people with bases. Oh, it's so wonderful having crafting times of days to make things. Anyway. So yeah, that audio notification was just a different game trying to notify me of something. Let's see. That game being Prosperous Universe, it's a it's a spreadsheet game. It's the best way to describe it. You run a space company. Quote unquote, run a space company. And you build up your infrastructure on a base. It's all done from like a data pad type setup. That's how you interact with the game. And it's all just words and numbers on a page, rather than actually seeing any buildings or anything like that. But yeah, you build the buildings, you make stuff, you extract resources from planet, develop your base, ship what you make to a commodity exchange, actually having to come off of a planet, like have your ship, load your ship with stuff, send your ship to the commodity exchange, taking hours to get there, and then back once you've sold the stuff and bought new stuff. Yeah. It's very, very, very slow paced. Very slow paced, especially at the beginning. I'm sure it will pick up once I have more than one base. But right now, where I have one base, there's a lot of waiting for stuff to happen. I take like a trip to the commodity exchange once a week at this point to sell my stuff and buy more stuff to maintain the base for another week. Anyway. Yeah, so. About the concept of making a fully connected bot network. Watch PyBlock. Watch my PyBlock game, where I did a fully interconnected a fully connected bot network across the entire base. Watch what happens with my power over the course of that series. It's a real pain in the butt. It's a real pain in the butt, because for each and every single roboport that you place, that's a whole bunch of power that needs to be immediately drawn in from your base, and it's awful if you have too many of them up, or God forbid if you have too many construction robots trying to go out to expand the base. Oh boy, you have to be really on top of the power production. How often do I check in on Prosperous Universe? I have a tab open always. I just have a tab pinned with it up, so I can be on top of the queues for stuff. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could queue up orders so that I could only have to show up every few days or every week even. But I just prefer having it up and active and just going with the notifications so I can keep on top of any stuff that happens. Anyway. Yeah. It can be a real pain to set up a full coverage network of the base. Alright, from here, what are we doing? What are we doing? We have two main options. The first option is to work towards rare earth oxides, which will by necessity mean that I will have to first go out and mine more chromium and process it into chromite sand to make sure that I have enough to do this processing the way that I plan on doing it. Because this way I don't have to spend any manure on ammonia in particular. Or on urea for the ammonia. Because the alternative thing that we can do here is to work on getting into cobalt extract, which is simple as it is, but is gonna be what ends up using the majority of my urea. Oh. Yeah, this is where the inability to take the inorganic ammonia recipe really hurts. Because in the Paidu Valley series playthrough, I had access to this recipe off of VatBrain biocomputing. We can't do that anymore. We can't do that anymore. We'll have one cobalt extract, and we'll just have to deal with it. Because this needs cyanic acid to make. Oh, great. So, just to go through the block here for the rare earth oxides. The way that this works is you mine the ore. The ore is you just place down the extractor building. At this point in time, Pyandon is going to be adding a rare earth minerals resource. That's an actual ore patch. And I don't know if it actually replaces this rare earth ore, but I wouldn't put it past him to do that. Just know that there's in the works this quote-unquote rare earth minerals ore patch that will be added into the game at some point. But for now, rare earth ore is node-based. You put a big miner on that node, and it will mine. It doesn't need anything other than standard power. So you don't have to worry about that. We crush it, and we get a stone byproduct. We ball mill it. We ball mill that powder into a dust and get gravel as a byproduct. We can deal with both of these by converting them into saline water and dumping it. We can then process. We have two options to process the dust into the mud. We can either take 10 dust with sulfuric acid and water to make 250 rare earth mud, plus steam that cycles the water, plus sand, plus rich dust. Or we can take 3 rare earth dust with 100 organic solvent to make 100 rare earth mud and 5 iron ore byproduct. And we will need rare earth ore as ore, bearing that in mind. We don't need the powder for anything else, and we don't need the dust for anything else. We'll need the ore. We'll need the ore to get into the mixed ores as part of the cobalt chain. So, 10 into 250 is lower than 3 into 100. You get more mud per dust. Yeah, more mud per dust for doing the organic solvent recipe. So we're doing the organic solvent recipe to get into the mud. The mud processes into rare earth slurry with sulfuric acid. 1-to-1. And it makes tailings as a byproduct. The slurry processes into solution with ammonia. And that is all we can do with it. And it produces uranium ore as a byproduct. The solution will process into concentrate, but there are 3 options. There are 3 options for making the concentrate. We can either go rare earth solution, only 100 into 10 concentrate, or we can do 100 rare earth solution and 50 cyanic acid into 20 rare earth concentrate and 10 chromium solution, so you get double the concentrate. Or you can spend sulfuric acid to get copper plates plus concentrate. So, I don't know about you, but I'd rather spend the sulfuric acid than the cyanic acid. So we're doing that option. And then the concentrate processes directly into the oxides, and the concentrate is not used for anything else. Pyandons is very hard mod, and good luck. Well, thank you. This is the 3rd time, ideally, that I will be beating this mod pack. It's not luck. It's just persistence. I have done it twice before. Finished it twice before. Once without even building rails, but that was before alien life. I don't think I could do that without alien life. Yeah, I don't think I would want to do a full playthrough of Pyandons mods without building rails with alien life involved as well. Yeah, that was an interesting playthrough, to say the least. So, that it's either we do this, where we have to first go over to chromite, or to chromium to get more chromite sand, or we do this as is, but we need to get nickel ore, copper ore, and rare earth ore provided onto the network, or provided somewhere so we can bring it all in to make these mixed ores. There's going to be a new part to the mod pack well before I finish, yes. The goal with Pi Alternative Energy right now is to get it out by New Year's. We're not going to be done with this in a month. We're not going to be done with this in a month, and I've already decided that I'm not updating the mods that I'm using for this playthrough, so unfortunately I'm not planning to play with Alternative Energy when it releases. Not for this playthrough. And I don't really want to stop the playthrough after 180 hours of playtime. I don't really want to stop it. But considering that a full playthrough is going to end up being more like 700, maybe. It depends on the changes. Anyway. I think I am going to work towards getting into the oxides first. That way I'll have them for when I get the cobalt extract, and can work towards getting into the artificial blood.
Thanks for walking through that. A real help for me on my first playthrough since high tech.
Hey, thank you so much for super chat. Alright. What do I need? What buildings do I need? Because I need to go down and I need to enhance chromium before we get into all of this. So essentially this part right here, these whatever 7 steps, that's the actual rare earth processing chain. Down below that, what I have is like the mining of the ore, of course, but I have the production of the sulfuric acid, the organic solvent, the ammonia, and the stuff that I need to do the organic solvent and ammonia. So we need syngas, and we need acetone for the organic solvent ammonia recipe, which ends up being exact ratio to what we need for the rare earth oxide chain. Gee, this recipe likely exists for the exact express purpose of being used for the rare earth ore processing chain. Because you need twice as much organic as you do ammonia. Organic solvent as you do ammonia, and yeah, it's the ratio you get it at from this recipe out of acetone syngas. The issue is making the acetone, which, yeah. So, if we did the cumene recipe, instead, let's say instead, 12.5 phosphoric, it needs propene no matter what. I have the benzene. If I do this, I don't have to do anything over at chromium yet. Because, yeah, I have 60 phosphoric acid right now. I think that I can spare 12.5 for my rare earth. Yeah, we're gonna do this instead. We're gonna do this instead. Yes, we're gonna get phenol out. The phenol in this case is going to be a byproduct. As much as I'm sure that actually will hurt folks. To like conceptualize destroying the phenol at this phase of the game. The fact is that phenol can be obtained in more than one way. And I'd rather do it this way to have the actual phenol production not using my phosphoric acid. Like, I want my primary phenol production not using phosphoric acid, ideally. So this stuff will be byproduct to this 2.5, but the actual way we'll do it is when we get into filtration media, which I will need to do zinc processing to get into filtration media, which we still haven't done. We still haven't done. Yeah, because that's also going to need microfiber. That's going to need some microfiber. Yep. Stuff and things. That's a lot of glass, too. The main thing here is the zinc chloride. So it needs the zinc plates for it. I mean, just looking at it, it's not that bad. But the main thing is the hydrogen chloride needing the lamps. It's just a little bit of a pain in the rear end. But yeah, that'll be the filtration media that I'll eventually need to get to. Alright, so here's our latest plan. The latest of latest plans. We are going to need 3 fluid inputs and 4 solid inputs on this. I should have all of the stuff I need. Part of me is thinking I should have a sulfuric acid factory. I should have a sulfuric acid factory, shouldn't I? Then I don't have to do this. And I can replace 2 inputs with 1. Yeah, I'll do that. I am making the ceramics in a separate factory, just like I'm making all of these other things in a separate factory. Part of me is questioning whether or not I should do a propene factory as well, because that's not quite all of the use of the syngas, but so because I need that syngas here anyway, I'll do this way. In Paidu Valley, I totally had a acetone-based syngas factory, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I had an acetone-based syngas factory. Maybe. It's been a while since that last playthrough. So if we're starting on the sulfuric acid part of this, this can just be hidden for a little while. Whoops, I need to leave. Because for whatever reason I set this to be 500, 500 rather than 500 infinite. Alright, where do I want to do the sulfuric acid? Well, that's a lot of sulfur. That is a lot of sulfur. Hey, take me back. I know I'm mining sulfur and I'm providing it onto the network already, but I have 2 yellow belts at the moment. I need more, shall we say, than that. And it would be great to have the sulfuric acid. I mean, I could do it here. With the borax area. Yeah, just bring me some extra sulfur mines. And that should be all I need. Because I can bring in iron plates. Just request iron plates. Provide the sulfuric acid and rename one of these to be sulfuric acid. There we go. Ta-da. There's some mines. Bring me more. More mines. Good enough. Good enough. Over here. Because these sulfur nodes are gonna last a while. Just a little while. Mining speed of 42.5. I could totally get another belt, like, off of these. If I redid this belt. Around this guy. Like, this chest, I could totally have another line coming off from the side. But no, I think I'll tap into additional veins. All right. We're here. We have arrived. I need a solid output. There we go. Solid output, and I will need a fluid input. Fluid input. There we go. Whoops. Ta-da! S. Sulfuric acid. The iron plates at sulfuric acid. Iron plates. Go, go, go. They are on their way. It doesn't really matter where I do this over here. Just gotta get the chem plants down. These only stack to 10. Yes, they do. Sulfuric acid. Oh, boys. We need 1 plate and 5 sulfur. One plate, 5 sulfur. Well, the 1 plate can come in here. But that 5 sulfur, though, that's going to come in that way. And then when I do this, I'll start to need another belt. There we go. There we go. So that's 30 sulfur into sulfuric acid. That makes 300? 300 sulfuric acid out of 6 plates. Oh boy. That'll have to be okay for the moment. Power? There you go. Power! Power to the everything. Bring these down. Why, hello there. Give me a shed. That should be good. Ta-da! Come on, give it to me. Give it. Oh, that's only 21.5. What? Well, dang. Looks like I do need another. I looked at the crafting speed. The mining speed says 42.5, but this must have a mining time of 200%. Oh well. Tis fine. Tis just fine. At least until I get better modules for these. I'll need to make photos for these to actually cap out at like 60. Actually, I think these will cap at 30, wouldn't they? They should cap at the tick rate, so it might give the full 60. It just needs more percentage to get there. There we go. 2 glorious yellow belts of sulfur. Which reminds me, I still need to get sulfur in my Satisfactory playthrough. I haven't gone and gotten that yet. Gotta get on that. Gotta make my rifle ammo. And rifles. Dang. There you go. Sulfuric acid. Online. Now I don't have to deal with all of the logistics work of getting the sulfur brought over whenever I need sulfuric acid. I'd rather do this. I would much rather do this. To get sulfuric acid at scale. Especially since I'm definitely not lacking on sulfur veins. And sulfur for the sulfur veins. And I should absolutely not be lacking on iron either. There we go. Sulfuric. Supply. Depot. I called that D. It's R. Full cargo, circuit condition, go. R. Request the iron plates. 50,000 divided by 300. Alright, so that's less than 3 minutes of production per train load, and that's generally speaking where I prefer being. I just don't want the I don't want the trains to sit and wait for like an hour to fill up before fulfilling the next request, or even half an hour. Like 4-ish minutes tops. No more than 5 is what I prefer. Yes, Dolly, that's a big leg. That's a big leg. Brushing against my neck. Ah. Alright. From here. Rare earth. Let's head on over to pick up the buildings that I will need for all of this. So what do I need that I'm not carrying around with me? I will need solid separators, 10 of them. I will need evaporators. I will need fluid separators. I will need thickeners. I have agitators, 3 of them. Haha, yeah, I need to provide melamine. I need to like leech some melamine off of the circuit production area so that I can continue to make agitators. I We'll need ball mills. I will need jaw crushers. Do I already have jaw crushers? I do. I will need the rare earth extractors. This needs to update the pin. I will need FB reactors. I will need gasifiers. 5 of them, apparently. Sure. Heavy oil refinery. And I should have requests for all of the rest. Gee, I wonder if I have enough inventory space for all of this. I have just enough inventory space for all of this. What molten glass recipe should you be using? I'll say the best one that is available to you should be the one that you use. So long as it's not going to be too much of a hassle. Yeah, I could carry around fewer of the big poles. I only really need the big poles for building out rails. Like actual grid segments of my rails. Oh, and I don't need the sulfur mines anymore. So molten glass. The powdered quartz is the one that you should be doing. It's the one that I'm doing right now. For this phase of the game. Because the high-grade pulp / purified quartz stuff doesn't happen until the next tech phases. So with the glass, it's pure sand, and then the tailings of the pure sand is being used to make benzene / aromatics, but primarily benzene, so that's the fuel for the glassworks. You end up producing more tailings than you need to make the benzene fuel for the glassworks buildings for the powdered quartz version of this recipe. So you just make the benzene local when doing this, because there is so much tailings production going on. And oh yeah, using the guar on the mining machines helps a little bit. Using the guar on the mining machines helps a little bit for the ore input. In case you need a bit more molten glass, I've got like another 6 yellow belts worth of throughput here that I could continue expanding and getting more molten. What inputs do I have? 0. It's just the quartz in. For this setup, this double setup, it makes like, I forget, 200 molten. I think it's 100 molten in each. Don't quote me on that though, it might be 50 each for 100 total. I've completely forgotten about it at this point. It is 75, so it's 150 total molten glass. It's just water and quartz for that build, and it times 2, of course, because I have 2 of them set up. And it's not 8, it should be... Oh, I did 8? Oh. Oh, it works out because it's 7.5. Alright. Alright, I understand now. I understand now. It just happened to work out mathematically right. My little setup here doing the pure sand from soil is not to ratio. It produces less soil than it needs by a small amount. It's like 0.3 off per second. So usually I tack on 1 extra unit of these, but because you only actually need 7.5, it's ended up perfect on this build for the amount of stuff that I need. So because I've built 16 soil extractors and 8 of these were good, they all work out fine, even though they are not quite 100% operational at all times. It's just more convenient having only 2 of these buildings rather than having 3 of these buildings and one of them barely functions. Anyway, back to this build. I should have the infrastructure that I need for this build. Now I just need to find a convenient source of rare earth ores to tap into. A convenient source of rare earth ores that I can tap into. It's a good thing I'm not currently using the acetylene and in this volume. And it's a good thing that we're going to be getting into Mark IIs soon as well, which will reduce the size of this and allow me to build higher throughput for the size of this. Because at Mark II I can effectively... I don't know the exact ratio of it between gasifiers. I'm pretty sure gasifiers go up to 2. Did they go up to crafting speed 2? Or 1.5? They go up to 2, so I could effectively double the output of the acetylene by upgrading to Mark II here. The high pressure furnaces go up by triple. They go from 0.5 to 1.5. The soil extractors, they double, so that's fine. The BOFs might triple? BOFs, what do BOFs increase by? Oh, they double. Okay, they double at Mark II. The quenching tower. Oh god, where does that live again? What is the icon of the quenching tower, and where does it live? There it is. Quenching tower goes up to 2 from 1, so yeah, that doubles. So it looks like it's all going to either double or triple, at least on the back end here. The secondary crusher will not double. That I know with some certainty. The secondary crusher 1.5 will go to 2.5. So I may need like another secondary crusher Mark II to maintain the throughput. Same with the screener. The screener I think goes up to 2.5 from 1.5, so same issue there. So these might need more. And of course, they'd need more input too, but whatever. Mark II is gated usually behind Circuit 2s for the most part. Circuit 2's stainless steel, advanced small parts for the most part. Or for some things. Looks like a lot of these are still using small parts rather than advanced small parts, but it's really only some of the Pi Alien Life stuff that will need neuroprocessors, as well as Circuit 2s. A lot of the other stuff is going to use Circuit 2s, advanced small parts, stainless steel, that kind of stuff. The stuff that you need to get into blue circuits, or blue science, excuse me. Am I close to Circuit 2s? No. Ahem. No. Well, I guess we could take the time to see just how close or how far we are. These are complex circuits, yeah. How close / how far. So, of all of the parts, we have right now 2. We have circuits once, and we can make solder. But that's not the entire story. The biggest pain will be the PCBs, as it usually is. It needs etching solution. We just got phosphoric acid. Woohoo! We'll need to mine and process nickel. We'll need gasoline from some source for the gasoline. Probably this one. We'll need to make the titanium tetrachloride. We'll need to get lard. We've got sulfuric acid. We'll need phenolic boards, which needs bakelite, whatever. Zinc chloride. We need all of that too. We can make the formaldehyde. We'll need phenol. There's the phenol I was talking about. We need to get into nylon. Ideally through the phenol recipe and not the one that needs the ammonia for the moment, or the nichrome. We need optical fibers. We need batteries through the big recipe. Where's the big recipe? Batteries? Batteries? 6 batteries, yes. The 6 for 2 rayon. Yeah, I'd rather the 6 from 2. The main thing here that I would need is the rayon, which needs, carbonyl sulfide, which, propene, sulfur, and coal. It needs urea, it needs fiber, it needs ammonia, it needs sodium carbonate. Yeah, it needs, fiber from raw fiber, it needs sodium carbonate from, which one do I, it's the sulfate. Yeah, so then there's the iron niobium casing from Kevlar coating from Kevlar. It's like, oh yeah, then there's Kevlar, which that's more nylon, that's TCl, terephthalonyl chloride. That is done in a chem plant. That'll need nichrome that I don't have. Even more liquid nitrogen. Let's do matrix solver on here. Then there's the diodes, the microchips, the resistors, the transistors, the capacitors, the inductors, and the MOSFETs. And those are going to need some doped silicon, the heavy N, the light N, and the light P doped versions of silicon. Fortunately, we're going to be doing the rare earth oxides. We're going to need silicon wafers, which is going to need silicon. as well as aramid fiber. We still need to make aramid fiber. That's even more terephthalate chloride. And that's moly. I don't have moly yet. Let's see, what else? The diborane is fine, that's just borax. The zinc acetate, still need to get and process zinc, as well as make the acetic acid. But we have a way, we have the stuff to make the acetic acid, that's fine. We can do that. That's the easy part. That's the easy part. We will need additional melamine resin. As a particular note, we'll need cermet from crude cermet, which is moly, ceramic, and nickel, plus lube and ash to get into cermet. We're going to need, let's see, silicon carbide. Yeah, I don't have that. From green silicon carbide from, yeah, this stuff. So we're going to need that. We're going to need, what else? What else is a new? We're going to need access to ferrochrome, which we need to have to make the stainless steel anyway. And of course, we're going to need the level 1 versions of things. Oh yeah, we're going to need ferrite. We're going to need ferrite from a whole bunch of iron oxide and more nichrome. Using the list up here, what else is there to break down? So, yeah. Oh yeah, copper coating. We're gonna need like the cladded cores and cladding. Yeah, cladding from niobium complex and stuff. More aramid and like glass cores from glass and silver. Yeah, but a bunch of stuff here that still needs to be done. And you need the level 1 version of the resistors. You need the level 1 version of the inductors and capacitors as well. So yeah, that's a thing. Anything else? Anything else that I need to break down here? I think that's all of the most complex stuff broken down. So what do we have? A very small fraction of this. We have a very small fraction of all of this stuff to make the circuit 2s. We have, all right, if we go item by item, we have circuits. We have the ability to do the solder. We have the plates, the copper plates, the tin plates. We technically have the ability to make the lard. We have phosphoric acid. We have sulfuric acid. We need nickel. All right, so there's the first thing. We need nickel plates. We have chromium. We have aromatics. Nitrogen is free. We can make nitrogen. We need to make titanium tetrachloride and have it provided. Heavy oil we can make as it is. Fiberboard we can make. That's fine. Sodium hydroxide we can make. That's fine. Ammonia we can make. That's fine. Phenol we need a build for. Formaldehyde we can make. It's copper and methane. We've got copper and methane. We need zinc plates. Zinc in high amounts. We technically can do the hydrogen chloride wherever, whenever. That's fine. We need the blood meal. Blood for the blood meal. And the various other things we need for the blood meal. The fiber that goes into it. We have plastic. We have steel. We have sulfur. We have lead. We have the manure for urea. We have coal. We've got the stuff to make propene. We've got kickalc for raw fiber. We've got coke. We've got limestone. We can make sodium sulfate. We technically have the things we need for the iron niobium alloy. PPD. I should have broken that one down, but that's all more stuff that we can make or have made previously. Organic solvent, we can make it. Nichrome, we need nichrome. There's 6. Rare earth oxide, we're about to do. That's 7. And then Nisai can break down all of, like, the cobalt stuff. 8 cobalt stuff. Molly is 9. And everything to do with Molly. Yeah, so it looks like silver technically 10. So there's like at least 10 separate projects that once I do them, the pieces will fit together to get into the circuits, the circuit 2s. 10 additional major milestones to get through. So yeah, it's a ways away. Some of those milestones are easier than others, and much harder than others. All right, where am I going, and what am I doing? We're going to build the train station here. Or here. A huge rock is in the way. Oh, noes. We're going out here. We're going to mine the rare earth ore from here and build the factory like either up or over here. I don't know at this point. I do not know what I will do. All I know is that I will do. So yeah, that's the state of Circuit 2s at the moment. Just a few inputs are required. Just a few things. Yeah, if you wondered what would be the biggest train station in the entire base, to this point, this one, this thing right here, making of Circuit 2s, will be the biggest of the train stations to this point. If it's all being done in one station. Not all of it is going to be done in one train station. It is going to be very distributed across the base. I will need to expand my base, frankly, with more rail as we go, because I am going to want quite a few of those items making Circuit 2s. Provided also to my mall, because there are going to be some things in the mall. Circuit 2s are a rather large pain. Circuit 3s, well, the thing about Circuit 3s is that they require Circuit 2s. But it's not as big of a pain. At least I don't consider it to be as big of a pain. The optical fiber you will have from the complex circuits, you'll need to make neuromorphic chips from empty neuromorphic chips. So you'll need neuroprocessors, and you need like Nexlet matrix and nanocrystalline cellulose, but the electrical capacitors you'll have, the electrolytic capacitors you will have, nylon parts you will have, microfiber you will have, bakelite you will have, melamine you will have, all of these things. You'll probably also have the matrix. think you'll have the matrix by then. Nextlit matrix, because the neuroprocessors use them. Yeah. Really, I mean, it's complex, don't get me wrong, but things like the MOSFETs you'll have already made for circuit 2s. So just inherently here at the start of this, you can sort of see that while the things it needs are a little bit more complex, there really isn't as many of them. And it's a lot of fundamentally place a building and throw stuff that you're already making at it, rather than going through and having a really difficult multi-step processing chain. It's a multi-step processing chain, but fundamentally you're not having to mine and process base materials, new base materials. What makes Circuit 2 so difficult is that you have to mine and process a whole bunch of new base materials, like nickel, like zinc, like rare earth, and phosphates. You have to get all of these new mined things, and molybdenum, and niobium. All these remaining mined products all happen all at once in Circuit 2s. So it really changes your mindset when going into Circuit 3s. And it really is using a lot of stuff you're either already making or can make with what you have. There's not a lot of brand new ingredients going into these. The main thing is diamonds. The main one is diamond, that you can particle accelerate for diamonds. And there may be some new stuff, like there's the chitosan. That's going to be a big project. One big project is devoted to chitosan and like the mutant enzymes from propeptides and calmodulin binding mutant peptides and chimeric proteins. The biotic side of this is what's going to be difficult, but then again, Circuit 2s and neuroprocessors for the Pi science to get here in the first place has a big biotic side of it as well. So really, it won't feel as bad as Circuit 2s when doing all of this for Circuit 3s. It'll still take a while, but at that point you also have Mark II buildings to make your production of your base materials better and faster. Like you have the benefit of better buildings on top of that. Get rid of all this stuff around here. I'm thinking of not sending this up, but sending it over to the right. That sounds like a better idea. And this phase of the game, this green science into blue science / Pi science, is purposefully designed to be the big hump. Designed to mimic vanilla Factorio in that way. Oh boy, let's get some rare earth started, shall we? You have 4 module slots. Well, that's a mistake. Ahem. Yeah, that was a mistake. 4 module slots, huh? 60 per second. You know, that's 4 yellow belts. Just so we're clear about that, that's 4 yellow belts. I should go up. With big poles. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total rare earth nodes here. 8. There's an 8th up there. So 8 times 4 yellow belts. That's a lot of throughput of rare earth ore. It's gloriously, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful when only operating at 60% of the frames on the animation. It's zooming. Yes, zoom in. Yes, pull out that 140 million units of expected resource. Oh, that's only 140? What? The one next to it is 416. What did I have to just magically pick the one that was like 100 when the rest are 400? Like, come on. Yeah, so we're going to ignore that one's existence. And use this one. Enjoy your guar. Thou shalt go fast. And I'm going to provide the ore onto the network, as well as process it. So this line will be like the belt line that'll load into a station somewhere below. And this line will be the line that we begin to process down here. Starting up. Jaw crushers across the universe. Let's go. Um, 2.5, but 2 swings required. We'll go with these. Filter stone. Washer. Ta-da. Ball mills. 4 of them. Interesting that it's twice the amount of ball mills. Huh. Filter the gravel. Aw. Fine, be that way. Do the gravel recipe. Ta-da! That's that one done. Doink, doink. 3 agitators. Agitating. We'll do the other product. This works, but it might be a little iffy. With some pipe placement as we go. It may complain about this being like one pipe network by having these this way. So there might be some shenaniganery I'll need to do. It works just fine, but it might think that it's different than what it actually is. First time we're using thickeners. Yeah, I want it that way. I prefer my inputs being this side. He says as there will necessarily be a input on the right, no matter what I do. Well, great. 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 Fine. Whatever. Whatever. It's been made this way, so I can't complain. I can complain, it's just I can't. I have to just deal with it. I just have to deal with it. Because that's the way I built it. Oh boy, alright. You connect there. Voidy voidy. That stuffs. Okay, we're good. Next. 5 fluid separators. You will produce a solid. There we go. Output, output, output. I'm going to need a solid fuel. I'm just thinking about that. I am just thinking about that because I'm pretty sure in the plan here, there's no solid fuel. But, you know where there is a solid fuel? Right here. Right here. Right here. There's a solid fuel. I don't need to bring it in at all by train. I've got it local. Let's see. Connect all that up. And that's good. This is a product that needs to be deleted. Just like this is a product that needs to be deleted. Maybe it should go the other way. There you go. And I'll need one more. 4 evaporators. Oh, great. What a wonderful little setup you've got there. Why right angles? Why must we be right angles? There you go. There's more sulfuric. Remembering that sulfuric is here as well. That is my alarm to indicate that we are, in fact, halfway through today's stream. And it is, in fact, therefore time to take a brief break. With that, folks, I will be back in just a few minutes. And I have returned. Still with Dolly behind my head. Hey, baby girl. Baby Dolly. Alright, let us continue here. We've got the evaporators all set up. They are going to be outputting a lot of throughput each. So there we go. Last one, we'll need to filter out the copper plates. And there we go. Then it's 10 solid separators. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Glorious solid separators. Bring that belt line right on down. Bring that belt line right on up. Now, 5 plus 2 is still less than 7.5. So we are fine. Why, hello, Ollie. Ah, big boy. Big boy has come to say hi. Hello, big Ollie. Now we've got Ollie and Dolly. Hello. That's the big boy. How's the big boy? How's he doing? How's he doing? Is he sleepy? Is he sleepy? Yes, he's sleepy boy. Sleepy big gray boy. Sleepy sleepies. Yes. Oops. Sleepy sleepies, yes. Meow. Meow. Yes, little Dolly. Kitties are quite sleepy today. Whoops. Yes, you clean. You groom. Yes, Ollie. Ollie's watching. Ollie's watching. Good thing I'm not planning on using beacons. I'm trying to decide which way I want this to go. Goodbye, Dolly. You're going to the desk so you can have more room to work. Oh, you're going to the desk so you can actually have the two of you grooming each other. That works too, I guess. So we're going to need to filter out the iron oxide byproduct here to the right. Well, it's only because I only have the vanilla beacons. Like, I've never really thought about vanilla beacons as being particularly effective at reducing entity counts in particular in a mod that exists at this scale. Because what? Beacons, if you're using them, you're trying to, like, get stuff to be faster, okay. But then it's also... it's also going to massively inflate the amount of power that you need. Quite significantly. And then not a lot of things in Pyandons mods accept productivity modules. So you can't productivity a lot of stuff that you would otherwise think should have productivity. Yeah, I've never been a fan of having millions and millions and millions of beacons across my base. Like, there is a reason I preferred Bobs. And Bobs in general is so that I could maximize the buildings speeds without needing hundreds and thousands of beacons across the entire base. It is, but I don't like having infinity of this same building over and over and over again. Stop fighting. Stop fighting. See, they start with licking each other, and then it progresses into fighting, biting. I think vanilla beacons are too ineffective at doing their job to be worth going all in on. Look, I don't give any shits about how the game treats beacons. I really don't. I don't care how UPS effective they are. I'm telling you that we're going to need to build at such a huge scale, no matter what, and the beacons are going to come so late that it's going to be too much of a hassle to deal with them. And, like, you realize, do you realize level 3 beacons are level 3 modules don't happen until, like, utility science? Until you get processing units and you've beaten the game by that point. You've effectively beaten the game at that point. Before you actually even have the ability to make the modules that matter. Hello, Ave. Welcome. I'm not going to build a beacon array where my only beacon source is a level 1 module or a level 2 module. It will only be worth it with level 3 modules. Like, no. The level 2s are not effective enough. It's not worth it. And then I have to go across my entire base and redo the entire base around beacons? No. 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 That is not going to happen. And no, I am not going to build around the future of beacons from the start. There will be very, very limited circumstances where I will use the beacons. I'm not saying that I won't universally, like, I'm not saying that I will not use them on everything across the entire base. I will use them sometimes. It's just I'm not going to go through the effort of redoing the entire base around them. I do not believe that alien life modules can go into beacons. And if they could, I don't think that their effect would work on regular buildings. If they could, well, that's insanely broken and it would need to be fixed. Hey, stop fighting. Go. Get off the desk. If you're gonna be fighting, get off the desk. Now, if you want to do the module shenanigans, then we can do the module shenanigans. We're just not going to do it vanilla. If you want the module shenanigans, we're going to need to install Bob's modules / whatever we need to get the Mark III beacons as well as the modules. Because only that will make it worth it, in my mind. Oh yes, mines can be cheesed. Let's ignore the fact that mines can have 4 modules in them, for the most part, as well as having the individual alien life modules add 4,000% speed. each. The mines will not need to be beaconed because they'll already be mining at the tick rate. And with my density settings in this particular playthrough, I won't have to worry about any productivity in the mining drills to begin with. And there are a few that only have one internal slot for a module, but even then, Bodo's at 4,000 speed is way more than enough. Well, this part of the build is now finished. If you play with Bob's mods and Angel's mods in a Pi game, it does make the overall experience easier. And you need a compatibility patch in order to have it function. But there are specific Bob's mods that will work elegantly with the Pyandons mods. Specifically, Bob's modules and the adjustable inserters, just not the stuff that adds like ore patches. Like, could you imagine if you have the ore patches added from Bob's here in Pyandons mods, so that you don't have to provide syngas to get, or you don't have to provide steam to get tin, for example, or you don't have to provide these other fluids to actually mine your base resource. Like, that's fundamentally easier. And a lot of Angel's processing, refining stuff ends up being easier than Pyandons. So it's like, okay, well, if all your ore stuff is being handled by other mods, what's the point of having Pi raw ores? Or Pi ores in general. Alright. I need to make the inputs at this point, so all of this remaining stuff down here will need to happen on this part of the build, I guess. Just over here. Let's see. Let's start with the 4 chem plants, making these guys. And then the acetone will come out of these. Ooh. Okay, so it's just that. All right. Sure. 2 of these would make a few units of that. This will go up and over and merged. All that's going to go into a voiding array. There we go. Alright, cumene. 2 glorious FB reactors. Oh boy. There's not going to be any good rotation on these, is there? Nope, there never is. There never will be. At least, oh, there, and yes, there is also a solid. Ah, yes, and then there's also a solid input on these, as per usual. Alright, that fluid's coming in from above, so is that one. Or from the train station. Okay. From here, we'll need to make the propene. It has a solid in. Probably not there, though. Doink, doink, da-da, da-da. Oh, hey, there's steam. So I will also need oil burners. Just one. Just one oil burner today. And it will have the benzene in, since we're going to need the benzene brought in anyway for over here. There we go. Glorious benzene. That will make the steam. The stuffs will come in there. The lead plates. And then the water will get voided down here. Just hook that up that way, and that one is good to go. Yeah, that's all good to go. All that is left is the syngas. Alright, all that's left is the syngas and converting bitumen into tar. Okay. Lots and lots of pipe, of course. Required for all this. The tar will cycle back. The syngas has a couple of places I need it. I need it here. And I need it over here. There you go. That shall be the syngas inputs. It has byproduct ash. Oh boy, I need to move it this way. I'm out of belt. Well, that's unfortunate. That's just a little unfortunate. You clearly haven't been here for for my videos in general, for my streams in general. We are not going to use that hydrogen for anything. We are going to be venting it into the ether. We shall be venting it into the ether. Just as we're going to be venting this ash, this flue gas into the ether, and this ash into the ether. I don't use byproducts. I don't use trash. I will always destroy stuff. I need the benzene in anyway. If I could save the benzene completely, I would consider using the hydrogen for the steam. But hydrogen has a much lower fuel value than the benzene. A much lower fuel value than the benzene. If I set this to hydrogen, 13.6 megawatts, huh? It's just enough. It's just enough. But I'm still not doing it. I'm still not doing it. Now we're getting into the principle of the matter. I'm not doing it on principle. No, I void the thing I'm not using here. I need the benzene anyway. Again, if I could save the benzene entirely, I would use the hydrogen. But I need the benzene no matter what. No matter what, I need that benzene. So I'm not going to use the hydrogen here. And I'd have to vent the excess hydrogen anyway. Like, it doesn't even save me the gas vent. Like, oh boy. Just, nah. I don't build that way. I won't build that way. Because I'm lazy. And if you haven't realized by now that I'm really lazy, I am so sorry, but yeah, you gotta understand that in how I play. Alright, where did I... Oh, it's a good thing there's no traffic jam behind this train. Yeah, I should have moved that sooner. So I need to get more belt in particular and other stuff back at the mall. So we're just taking a quick trip back. Right, I'll also need to like have a bunch of rail to build out the actual train station here. Let's get this out of... Excuse me? Oh, I already had it. What? Down to the bottom with you. Just so I can actually get a clearer image of what I need. Yes, I will build inefficiently if it means that I don't have to go about doing anything complex, if it means I can be lazy. I will absolutely build inefficiently if it means I can be lazy. I've beaten the game twice with that mindset. Oh yeah, all that's done. Just because you can do something more efficiently doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best idea to do so. I like having time to do other things than spend tens of hundreds of hours fiddling around making things as efficient as they can possibly be. I think that's a horrible mindset to have in a video game in particular. So, I don't need any of those anymore. I don't need any of those anymore. I don't need any of those anymore. I'll keep 5. It's like if I wanted to take tens of hundreds of hours to tweak something to be very efficient, the only time I'm going to actually want to do that is if I'm being paid to do so. Like, I'm not about that life. I would insist on being paid to finagle things to be as efficient as they possibly can. And since I'm not enough, I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing and try to build the base the way I want to build the base, and be as inefficient as I need to be to stay sane. Yes, staying sane is the best thing that I can possibly do. It's the only way that I can get through everything, is by deciding to not do the most efficient option in the vast majority of circumstances. Because, especially in Pyandons, the most efficient option is going to be the most difficult, tedious option the vast majority of the time. Ah, yes, the whole it's a puzzle game. Yes, a puzzle that has infinite solutions. Is it really a puzzle if it has infinite solutions? Just a thought. Is it really a puzzle if there are infinite solutions? It has problems to solve, but that doesn't necessarily make it a puzzle. And there's not exactly one set final look to how things are supposed to be. Alright, that is the extra belt that I needed taken care of. I need to pay close attention to how much throughput is trying to come down this multi whatever all my crap stuff. I will need to pay somewhat close attention to that because there's going to be stuff. And hello and welcome to our last hour. I am working on rare earth oxides at the moment. We're almost done with it, actually. I'm getting my burners down to get rid of byproducts at the moment. Why do I even bother? Mini loaders, please. Alright, I only need that on the one. After all that, oops. Whoops, wrong way. There we go. And then that gets copied and pasted down a few times. Just a few times to make sure we have enough. Just to make sure we have enough. If you didn't know, these burners are capable of burning at pretty high throughput each, but they tend to struggle a little bit with having multiple different item types on a belt, because they can only really burn one thing at a time for each one. But that should work. Just as long as this is not more than 15 a second. I don't think it's going to be. There's going to be a lot of ash. Yeah, it's going to have ash, iron ore, uranium ore, copper plates, and iron oxide. And phenol. All of which is garbage that I need to get rid of. Right, so I need to... Logistics. I need to logistics some stuff here. I need to get the... See, this is what I was expecting would happen. Yeah. So, this, I think, is how I get around that. I don't remember how I got around that last time. Get rid of that building. Get rid of all the buildings. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's how I get around it. So it thinks that there is a bad fluid here. They think that it's a different fluid here. Even though this is exclusively the organic solvent, because this right here, this output of the mud, the rare earth mud going like into the organic solvent, even though there's no way for it to go the other way. There's no way for this mud to get into this pipe. None. There's no way for that to happen, and yet it's still going to think that there's going to be mud in this pipe for whatever reason. It thinks this pipe is mud. But yeah, we've taken care of that now. Where's the ammonia one? Because we will need the ammonia pipe as well. Glorious, beautiful, wonderful ammonia. This one shouldn't have any issues. None of the others should have any issues. I need the sulfuric acid, and I guess I need a belt. Ugh. I need a belt for the lead. Any other solid here? The ceramic. And the ceramic is here. Oh boy. Yeah, that don't work. That don't work. I'll have to do it up here. There we go. Now this top line is lead, and this one's ceramic. I don't need to void. I don't need to void either of these because it's the exact ratio. And I am voiding the phenol. I will be voiding the phenol from the acetone production. Yeah. Yep. This makes organic solvent in a 2-to-1 ratio between organic solvent and ammonia, and I just happen to need twice as much organic solvent as I do ammonia, so there's no need to void either of these. It is an exact ratio, which was the whole reason for using that recipe in the first place, to get those two things. Thus, the point of those two things existing. So after all of that, I'm still going to need this line to go up. R lead at REO. Lead plates. There we go. Bring me my lead. I need to have my lead. The tasty, tasty lead. There we go. There's that one. Gee, I hope I have enough belt. How awful would it be after bringing 1,000 units of belt to have just gone through it so quickly? I think I have just enough. Not for this. I don't know about getting the rare earth actually into a station. Both the ore and the oxides. Request, what was this? Ceramic. Give me ceramics. Bring that on down. And then the rest is all fluid requests, right? Yep, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 fluid requests. So I need to find a fluid request that I can copy. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. All right, first up, we've got benzene. Yes, we have benzene at REO. We've also got our phosphoric acid at benzene. At REO. Then we've got what now? Our bitumen at REO, and then what was the last one again? I've already forgotten. The sulfuric, right? Sulfuric acid. Which I do need to define that sulfuric acid station. We did not do that before. It's under fluids. Yeah, right there. R /D sulfuric acid. There we go. Save. That is done. Gee, I wish all of Pyandon's fluids were in the fluid category. That would be most convenient. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen. Because, you know, fluids should totally go into the fluid category. There's an entire category just dedicated, I say, to fluids, and yet, it doesn't get used. Alright, let's bring the benzene over first thing. Well, that's unkind. Alright, benzene, let's go. Where do I want you? Let's put you there for now. Okay, where's the pipe for the benzene? Benzene, where are you? It goes all the way down over here, so I'll need to... I think it's you. Yes, you. You are my benzene. Let's go. Whoops. There we go. Ta-da! Benzene! Alright, what's this one? Is this one the sulfuric? Yes, this one's the sulfuric acid. Come on down, sulfuric. Whoops. Ta-da! Sulfuric. Phosphoric and the bitumen. Okay. The bitumen... I'll bring straight across underneath the build. Oh, I don't know if I have the phosphoric... Oh, right, I didn't ever place the heavy oil refinery, did I? Did I? I don't remember. I don't remember placing the heavy oil refinery. That would be, you know, necessary. Yeah, that would be necessary. Completely forgot about that. Yep. And of course, this needs an underflow valve. There we go. Enjoy your tar. The tar will cycle back as well. So that's going to be the propene. Still, and the syngas. I still need to get the phosphoric acid brought in. This is a pipe for phosphoric acid. So let's take this pipe down. Gee, I hope I have enough pipe. He says with over 200 units of the pipe to ground, I think I'll be fine. Yeah, I think I'll be okay. Ta-da! Alright, I need a couple of solid input stations. Wherever I have those. Yeah, these. I need 2 of these. And I have to go back to get more belt, because I clearly don't have enough. I don't think those are going to come from the left either. So this will be SRE ores. And this one will be SREO. DREO. DRE ores. Now, which was which? The bottom one's the ores. This one's the stuffs. You know, if I just take a few units of that, I can load in the rare earth oxides. Just fine. Ahem. So, now to check what might be broken. If things are broken. We have... Ah. That would help. You are going to make the concentrate through these evaporators. Ta-da. And then we are now officially making the rare earth oxides. Oh boy, that's yeah, I'll do that too. Oops. I need one more belt. Oh well. Oh well. That's fine. That's just a little lane balancer. Just in case I need a lane balancer. I think it'll be fine. I think this is a little overkill for my needs. But yeah, we now have rare earth oxides. 5 whole units a second of them. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. 5 entire units each second! How joyous and wonderful. Now we just need to get it onto a train. Put onto the depot. Then requested wherever the heck I need it requested. Alright, so you are REO. You're going to be limited to like 1 stack. What is the stack size? Is it 100 or is it more? Is it 1, 2, or 5? Oh. You know. It would help if the stuff could get down here. It is 150. Okay. Interesting choice of stack size. Stack size of 150. 150 times the 4 things, so it's 600. If we're making 5 per second, that's exactly 2 minutes. Okay, I can afford to add another stack on these and be okay. Ta freaking da. Where is... There. Yay! It exists. And then the ores. Where's the ore? Powder oxide concentrate. There's the ore. I'll go ahead and add the locomotive here. Set to ores. Now the ores do have a 500 stack size, so they'll be limited. That's 3,000 divided by 15. Yeah, that's like 3 1/3 minutes. Oh boy. The joys of now having to bring this belt down. There we go. And that, as they say, is pretty much that. We've got our rare earth ores. Wow. So somewhere on this to-do list, I should have had REO, but apparently not. Apparently not. Yeah, like the to-do list has other things. Has other things in mind. I need to sort out the to-do list at some point, because it's just, there's so much else to also do. Like, a lot of this stuff is stuff that I would otherwise do off-screen, the stuff that we've already done in the bus that I want to get on the train network and off of the bus so I can completely delete the bus. But that's not happening today. We have half an hour left in the stream, assuming I stream the full 3 hours. So, what's next now that we have the rare earth oxides? Well, next step is cobalt extract, really. Next logical step, that is, would be to get into this. Because I'm thinking, it's like, do I want to go for circuit 2s? Is that something that I want? Because it's entirely possible to do circuit 2s before doing the neuroprocessors and the pi science and all of that, and then you'll just have circuit 2s before blue science, which I find odd, but sure. Gosh, there's also stainless steel to consider, but yeah, I think this, because it's going to get me to go into nickel. In fact, the nickel really should be what I do next. Nickel plates. What is the only molten recipe I have access to right now? Grade 4. Okay. Grade 4. I hope that's not that big of a problem. And the rejects. Matrix solver. From the ore. Reverse it. 15 ore. Yeah, that's not too bad. I unfortunately would need a solid fuel in, but it looks like I need it no matter what, because of the basic oxygen furnace here. So yeah, we will need coke anyway, so we can get rid of the sand by burning it. The issue, of course, being that mining nickel requires syngas. So, if we add in nickel ore, it's going to need syngas. 11.9. So if I reverse this again and do like 11.9 or 11.85. Sure, 11.81. Whatever. Doesn't matter to me. As long as you're showing 15-ish. So it'll be 60 syngas that I will need. So pretty much that exact same setup as previously. Gosh, I really do need to get over and tap more bitumen. Yeah, I'm gonna need to tap more bitumen. This should not be saying that I have 1.5 or that I need 1.5. Yeah, it's just the order of operations. There we go. This is made local. This is made local. This is local. This comes from... Oh, wait a minute. So I don't have to actually make dedicated sand out of this because of the sand castings here using some of it. Not all of it, some of it. It means I need a little bit more bitumen than I thought, but oh well. So yeah, 4 inputs, 2 solids, 2 fluids, and there's our nickel. Glorious. Fantastic. I will need, in fact, more than this, because, of course, I need the ore as well. So, yeah, that's quite a bit of bitumen. There is an alternative to get nickel. But that's a lot of bitumen. Just like that's a lot of tar. The irony being it would be better to do this out of the bitumen than the tar in my current state of the base. But I'm not going to do that. Nope, 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 nope. Not happening. Hey, I used to do the tar recipe when it was actually easy to get tar. I used to do the tar version, anyway. My first playthrough of the game. My very first playthrough. I decided, hey, wouldn't it be neat if I got all the resources from nothing? And that's a solution to nickel, rather than ground boring it. I think we're gonna set up around this nickel down here, because I don't think I've got quite enough room by a different nickel in the base itself. Yep, this will have to be the one that we go with here. Give me a bit more rail. And then make sure that I have all of the buildings. I will need casting units. I will need oxygen furnaces. I have the ball mills. I will need screeners. I will need secondary crushers, yes, and impact crushers. I will need jaw crushers. I will not need crystal mines. I need regular mining drills, thanks. With, yeah, 3. It's 3 guar. For that. Yep. So 6 total mining drills. Wow, that must have a bit of a speed penalty. Oh, it's 200% mining time. No wonder. No wonder. And that's to get 30 nickel. I still need the heavy oil refineries. I'm still carrying the heavy oil refineries. I need the gasifiers. I have 5. That's fine. I have my electrolyzers. I will need tar extractors. Or tar processing units, excuse me. That should be that for the infrastructure, just as soon as the bots bring them to me. Come on, hurry it up. Bring me that infrastructure. Why, thank you for bringing me the infrastructure. I can leave now. Where do I want to build the train station? Probably here. Just gotta get a good alignment going. Take me there. So the reason why we're doing the nickel next is because I'm going to need nickel ore in order to get into the cobalt processing. I'm also going to need copper ore, but we don't need to do anything special for the copper ore. We just need to mine it and put it onto the trains. Where even is my main copper mining and processing? I've lost it. Where's my main copper mining and processing? Here, it's you. Yeah, so I've already got the excess mining capacity on the copper. So I just need to put it onto a train. And then I can make the cobalt wherever I want to without being tied to any ore type, really, because then I'll have the rare earth oxide, the rare earth ores, the nickel ores, and the copper ores all provided onto the network. Give me rail. I will need lots of rail. I will also sadly need to see all of this salt disappear. And I do not intend to finish this nickel today. We are definitely going to get started with getting the nickel. But we'll see. A lot of this seems like it's mostly cut and paste. I can cut the, or I can cut a gasifier build from somewhere else and paste it down. So I don't need to build that fresh. Same with like the electrolyzer setup and all of that. Or pretty much all of this, actually. 2 solids and 2 fluids for inputs. Whoops, it needs... You need your stuffs. Yeah, go. And 2 fluids. There we go. Yes, oh no, the salt is gone. It's not as if I get like 60 per minute, or 60 per second anyway, per node. Yeah, it's totally not as if I get 60 per second per node. I mean, totally not like I'm getting 60 per second a node on salt. Totally not like I have 3 belts of throughput heading onto my train network and another one that's going and helping with the production of rubber. I still need to figure out why this isn't 15. Like, it should totally be 15, and it's not the carbon black that's the issue. What is this? Oh, it's the latex. Alright, what? Oh, it's the... What? Did I just not build enough washers for creamy latex? I built 8. I may have just not built enough creamy latex washers. That would explain part of this issue. Because these aren't getting enough creamy latex, and these aren't getting enough of this. Anyway, I'll figure it out at some point. Yes, and there just could be travel time. It could just be the train being slow, going from one end of the base to the other. Not carrying enough per load. I don't need these going this way. Alright, copy paste time. Let's find a spot where I'm mining. That's a spot where I'm mining. And, oh yeah, so not only will I need the ores, I will also need the, that was not where I clicked the button, game. I will also need the plates. I will absolutely need the plates. I will need the plates for this wonderful stuff known as nichrome. Oh my god, nichrome. Oh, yeah, nichrome. Which costs 10 nickel plates per unit of nichrome, and 8 chromium plates per unit of nichrome. Yeah, we're absolutely going to want to get this one as soon as we possibly can. As soon as we possibly can. Alright, there we go. We're quote-unquote mining. But first, I need to find... you? Yes. You. Hello, build. I need this. This is the syngas build. I think I'm gonna reverse it. Ta-da! Syngas. Glorious syngas. As for which way I'm going to deal with the ash that's output of here, out of here, I don't know. That way, I guess. Two belts will be output from that. Alrighty then. How and where am I going to do the rest of this? Up here. I have decided and declared that up here is the place. Yes. Yes. 9? Really? Okay. Nickel in. Grade 1 out. We're gonna hold off on like all the inserter logistic stuff. Because I'm really just concerned about getting the buildings placed. 5 of those. This requires, yep, filtering stone. This requires filtering sand. Oh, that's grade 2. You aren't even next. You aren't even the next item. Ah, God. The next item is the screener. My goodness, it's the screener next. Something tells me that that number is much greater than 7.5. That number is much larger than 7.5. So I'll be using loaders there. I need to filter out the gravel. First thing. And then the next one is filter out that grade 2 / reject. That way, please. And then we do this. That'll be grade 2 into grade 1 plus sand. Filter sand. Grade 1. Input priority. Isn't it better to do nichrome locally as needed? I'm going to be doing the nichrome and as part of a general I'm going to have an alloy factory. That's going to be one singular spot where I can make the changes as necessary from the solid to fluid based casting, because it's gonna centralize all of the fluid fuel as well, because remember each alloy now is going to be done in a foundry building that needs a fluid fuel input, and it's massive in a smelter building. This guy, yeah, the smelter, that's what does most of the stuff now, I think. I don't think it does it on the base recipe. Yeah, the base recipe is still the high pressure furnace, but when we get to the point where I want to use the molten to get into nichrome, yeah, that's going to be smelters, and I want to have like smelters for the various alloy recipes, taking in all these molten metals in a centralized location. And nichrome just ends up being one of those things I do prefer having us on the network separate. I need one of these. Which, yeah, that's a... That is taking in those nickel rejects. That way. And outputting grade 1. Yes, output the grade 1. More of the grade 1. And we're left exclusively with a whole bunch of grade 3. That gets ball milled. Powderized into grade 4. Directly. And then we boff I'm going to do my electrolyzers first. Electrolyzers will come first this time. There we go. Kill that hydrogen. Go that way. Then we can have the buffs. Glorious buffs. Share belt? Share 2 belts? No, have a belt on each side. There we go. Yeah, because you don't really need a lot of the alloys, and they're a bit of a pain to deal with, and I'd rather just have them all together in one place, so that way if I know there's... It's one place to check if there's a problem, right? So if I have one centralized facility making all of the alloys, if I find that I'm not producing enough alloys, I can go to that one spot where I know that I'm making the alloys and see what the problem is there, rather than have to discover that something in some factory is not producing an alloy for whatever reason. And it's like, that's being locally produced, trying to figure out what the problem is there. It's just, I think it'll be slightly easier on troubleshooting some of this. That's that one, and then it has, well, we'll need the sand castings as well, so oh boy. Sure, we'll do these here. And then sand castings. And then 2 casting machines? Sure, why not? You know, this makes a bit more sense to me than trying to put the molten on the same side. Because then this actually ends up being slightly more compact rather than having to keep all of them in separate stuffs, and I think it saves on some pipes too. Well, alrighty then. Start working on the logistics. Sand. Right, I do need some sand brought in. Which, fortunately enough, all the way back here, there is a sand that can be prioritized. This will need to be voided. This will need a washer for each of these. Doinky and a Doinky. You are going to be washing gravel, and you washing stone. Yeah, I figured it wasn't far enough away. Where's that? There it is. Hello. Perfect amount of spacing. Absolute perfection. We just need a burner array. Very small burner array. Ahem. Where was I? Where was I just building? again? Up, over, so where? Where was that rare earth that I just tapped into? It was somewhere. Acetylene area here. I didn't put down a freaking... Oh, hey, there we go. I didn't put a radar down. I usually put a radar down. I always put a radar down. I have no idea what happened there. Oh, I guess if this is going to split, it may as well do it over here. And then the rest is voided. Right. Ash. Whoops, that's backwards. The special thing about voiding exclusively ash is that I don't really need to have this arrangement, but you know what? I'm doing it anyway. There's not going to be enough stone, I think, for that hot air. We get 1.5 stone. That makes 0.75 stone bricks. So I would get 7.5 hot air. Yeah, I would need more stone. I would need more stone than what this produces. So there's no way around bringing in something to satisfy that hot air. And since I'm already making a little bit of hot air up here, just a bit of hot air, I've got 3 yellow belts of stone bricks directly converting into hot air. 3 yellow belts worth. That's 450 hot air per second. I think I'm okay on my hot air production at the moment. I think we're fine on that. Might need more trains, though. But I think on that circumstance, we're okay. And we are 3 minutes past the hour, but that is the infrastructure placed. All that's left is the logistics on the nickel. And if I play between now and the next time we meet, I'll likely finish the logistics aspect of this, putting down all of the inserters and stuff, so we can continue on our merry way towards other stuff. Maybe. We'll see. I've been more interested in other things. Will I hot air from Simics? Probably, when I eventually get access to Simics. But for that, I'm going to need Pi Science and Blue Science. Because I need to get the tech that gives me the Fat Eye Codex and Tiger DNA sample before I can make Simics. So I need Circuit 2s, plus I need that tech to unlock the Fat Eye Codex and Tiger DNA sample. Oh boy. Alright, so today we got the rare earth oxides fully done up and online in this wonderful factory out here, where I am mining more rare earth ore than I need. Way more. We're only really processing 5 ore into 5 oxides, which seem to have broken, so I'll have to go and fix that. I've made like over 2,000 units of oxides, but it seems to have stopped for whatever reason. Who knows? I probably messed something up somewhere with a... I know exactly... No, I don't know exactly. I'm like, did I void the tailings? Why, yes, I voided the tailings. There might be some byproduct I forgot to void somewhere. Maybe. Yeah, I otherwise don't see an issue, but yeah. Anyway, rare earth oxides done, and we've gotten infrastructure put into place for nickel processing today. Oh boy. But yeah, I don't know how much I'll play between now and the next stream, because tomorrow is the relaunch, quote unquote, if you can call it that, of Archage under a new publisher, which it's gone to Cacao Games, who used to be the publisher of Black Desert Online. So there's that. And they're starting up fresh start servers on both the free-to-play and the now subscription-based versions of Archage. And they're giving everyone 30 days access for free at minimum to the subscription service, formerly the buy-to-play service, where you would buy once and have access to the whole thing. But then there was DLC added for buying even more stuff from it, and awful stuff happened with the previous publisher with Archage. It was awful, but hopefully with the new publisher, who also owns the developer of Archage, who's also making Archage 2 right now, things will probably be a little bit better. They'll probably be a little bit better. And since I've never played Unchained, the now subscription-based service, I want to start up on the fresh start, and that'll be... It was supposed to have started today at the start of this stream, but it got pushed back a day to tomorrow. So yeah, I will likely be very, very deep into that over the weekend at minimum, to see if I still actually like that game, because yeah, things have to have been made a bit better since the last time I played in like 2014, because I had quit the game for BDO, essentially Black Desert, at the time, even though now I've quit Black Desert. But yeah, just stuff, things, games, lots of games happening lately. And yeah, I will be streaming again on Tuesday. With that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you have enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff below the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you've not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting the great big blue join button, and supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushowboat if you are so inclined and able. I will be back on Tuesday with more of our Pyandons playthrough. I hope to see you all then.